brothers and sisters. Today I'm going to reflect on Matthew chapter 5 verse 13. This is the reading for 9th of June. That is Matthew chapter 5, 13 to 16. It speaks about salt and light. And this verse we'll be reflecting on is Matthew chapter 5 verse 13. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its taste, how can its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything, but is thrown out and trampled underfoot. So the first phrase that we'll be reflecting on is the salt of the earth. As per the dictionary.com site, it says an individual or group considered as representative of the best or noblest elements of society. So salt of the earth is considered someone who is giving an example to others. And as Saint Thomas Aquinas would say in his Catena Aurea, as per he's quoting Saint Hilary, he says that a purpose of salt is to preserve the decayed bodies, and it's sprinkled on it so that it is preserved for a long time. And also is used as a flavor to add taste. Obviously, we have known this, that it's a preservative, and also it adds taste. And so he's saying that the apostles are preachers of heavenly things, and this they are salters of eternity, and they have preserving the bodies for eternity. So this is the explanation given by Saint Thomas Aquinas in the Catena Aurea. And this same verse, if you say from Mark chapter 9 verse 49-50, says, for everyone will be seasoned with fire, and every sacrifice will be seasoned with salt. Salt is good, but if the salt loses its flavor, how will it be seasoned it? Have salt in yourselves and have peace. So in this verse in Mark chapter 9, it's the same. It's from the Synoptic Gospels of Mark. It also mentions about seasoning. And this is the reason that it's compared with a disciple. A disciple is a person who believes in Jesus, who follows Jesus. And also it can be a believer. And in Jesus' case, it's the apostles. But now it's about us and how can we include salt. And we take the acronym SALT. So S stands for speech, the way we speak, the way we relate with others. And as St. Paul would write to the Colossians chapter 4 verse 6 and says, let your words always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you will know how you should answer each person. A stands for attitude. Attitude is something that you should have related to Christ, the attitude of Christ. Philippians chapter 2 verse 5 says, your attitude should be the same as that of Christ. In the Good News version says the attitude. In other versions it says have the mind of Christ. And so a Christian or a person who has salt should have the attitude of Christ. And L stands for love. And in the letter to Romans chapter 12 verses 9 to 10, love must be sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good, be devoted to one another in love. And the cross also symbolizes love, that is love of God and love of neighbor. And that is what we are called to be as salt, to love people. And the last is T. T is for the truth. Jesus also speaks about the truth, as he says in John 14 verse 6, I am the way, the truth and the life. But for us it is to be set free by the truth. And in John chapter 8 verse 31-32, he says that if you continue my word, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And to be salt is to be set free, and to set others free by the truth. And so that is SALT. Praise the Lord, brothers and sisters. Thank you for listening to this reflection.